There's not a person on earth who hasn't thought about it once. Being a millionaire. And although everyone talks about it, the most common things I hear when it gets brought up are, oh yeah, I wish, or yeah, it'll happen one day, or maybe if I win the lottery. It's become this pipe dream that most people think is unattainable. And because people think it's unattainable, they just don't even try to begin with. And for me, that's the sad part, because don't kid yourself, everyone wants to be financially comfortable, to afford nice things and go to nice places. But most people don't even try to get there. The truth is that these days, $1 million isn't even that much. See, when people talk about being a millionaire, they're really thinking of multi-millionaires, mansion and yacht money. Our cultural image of what a millionaire is hasn't changed since the 1950s. The basic millionaire these days is someone with a paid-off house in a decent suburban area who has money in stocks, and that's not out of reach. It took a lot of effort for me to change my mindset around money. And I actually made a video about it, which I'll link below. But one of the things that really changed my perception was this from Cardone.
By the way, if you make 40 grand a year for the next 25 years, you're going to make $1 million anyway. You're going to make the money. If you make $80,000 a year, every time you double this, you cut the years. It takes 12 and a half years. If you make $160,000 a year, it takes you 6 years, right? Or you could just go make $1 million in a year.
Grant says this as almost a throwaway line, but to me, it was actually an insane way of thinking about it. In our lifetimes, we will all generate at least $1 million. The question then becomes, how do we keep as much as possible in our possession? And how do we grow it? Now, this isn't about how to hustle and grind and start a business and earn $1 million by the time you're 25. I don't have those answers, at least not yet. This is my slow and boring plan to become a millionaire across my working life. It's not special and it's boring, but it will work, and I'm confident everyone can do it. Our destination is our goal, but first, why is it our goal? Apart from the status and the title, 1 million for me is my first benchmark of financial independence. I'm comfortable that I could step away from work for a fair while at 1 million. If I live frugally, maybe altogether. It's the freedom that the number brings me. It's important not to underestimate the goal itself, because if you really want it, it's going to drive you. I'm not saying this in a motivation guru way, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I've set this goal for myself, and every day, even when I don't want to, I get up and go to work knowing that I'm getting closer to my goal. It really does drive me. The simple fact of knowing where you are going is the single biggest step in order to getting there. And believe it or not, if you have a real, meaningful goal, in my opinion, you are already ahead of most people. It's like my idol says.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. It's like you can have the best ship in the world, you can have the best airplane in the world. If the pilot or the captain doesn't know where to go, it would just drift around. It will not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place.
If you know your goal, you can already see your destination on the map. It's clear to see where you want to be. But how about the in-between? Now we've got the map, and we can see where we need to be. But a lot of people have had the same map and have never done anything with it. So why is that? Why don't people start? The reason people don't even bother is because they don't know what it looks like at a more manageable level. We always repeat million, but what does this look like on a yearly basis, monthly, weekly basis? And how long is this going to take? What are we in for? What does the journey look like? Well, here's exactly what I do, and here's my formula. I want you to figure out how much you get paid per week, after tax, and divide it by 2. I want you to keep 50% of the money you earned. I work a regular job, 40-hour week, and earn about $1,100 per week after tax. This is how I got my magic number of $550. Now I get that could be a lot, so if it doesn't seem possible, aim for somewhere between 20 to 50%. Something's better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. This goes to a separate account. I'll circle back to this soon. But we're going for $1 million here, and personally, I'm trying to make it happen as quick as I can. So go for as much as possible. Be hard on yourself. You can try starting with $100 per week, and if you don't notice that money disappearing from your account, bump it up to $200. And keep pushing until you feel you're at a breaking point where things start to get tight at the end of the week. For me, I've learned that I can live on half of my income per week. So I save the other half straight up. I pay it like a bill. As soon as the money hits my account from my employer, $550 gets deducted and sent to an account I can't mess with easily. Not a little savings account where I can get it with 2 clicks of a button. You can use a different bank while you start off. Don't download the app on your phone. The trick is to pay yourself like a bill and forget that money exists. Take it out of your hands. You are your own worst enemy, so get yourself out of the way. As the weeks go by, you'll find you learn to live without that $100 a week, or $200, or in my case, $550. And after a few months, you'll check that account and find thousands in there. What we've just done with our magic number is figured out what is a realistic, manageable step for you to start your journey. The important thing though is that you do start. Alright, we know what the destination is, and now we know what the journey is actually going to look like for you on a weekly basis. The only thing left is the traveling, actually doing the journey. I won't lie, this is the hardest part. This is the longest part. This is the grind. Because now we have to put aside our magic number every week until we finally hit our goal. You're probably asking, okay, I've got my magic number, but where the hell am I sending this money? Do I keep shoveling it into this bank account forever? No. Once you've built the habit, you're ready to put your money in the vehicle. The thing that's going to get us to our destination. The only way to grow your money is to invest it. When I just said investing, if that triggered some sort of deep-seated fear in you, I want you to watch my video I mentioned earlier. I talk about how I changed my perspective on what investing actually is. But to continue, the general stock market returns 7 to 10% a year on average. So what we're going to do is shovel our money into a simple index fund which tracks it. If you're not sure what index funds are, do a quick Google, but I'll also have a video out soon about them. Put simply, it's a basket of all major stocks at once. So you bet on everything. Low risk, low reward, people, but over time, you'll be a millionaire. How much time, you ask? Well, here. Search compound interest calculator online and put in your numbers, and you can see how long it's going to take you to become a millionaire. But let's do some quick examples. If you invest $100 a week, you'll be a millionaire in 36 years. If we bump it up to $200 a week, you'll make it in about 28 years. $400 a week, 21 years. It's kind of addictive, no? This really motivated me to max out my contributions because the maths doesn't lie. It's up to you now how quickly you want to get there. But I urge you to start today because there'll never be a right time to begin. You have to make time. So there's my map. I've laid it out as clearly as I can. We know where we're going. We know what the journey is going to look like on a weekly basis. and we have our vehicle ready and waiting. So what's stopping you? Get started today. Future you, better you, will thank you for it.